Good morning. This is Corey. I am your Buddhist guide. Today I wanted to talk about internal conflict and external conflict and how smiling is a wonderful tool for that. So, say for example, you have the desire for ice cream and that comes up and you go, ooh, I'd love to have a thing of ice cream. And then your mind goes, but you're on a diet. You shouldn't have ice cream. And you go, but ice cream would be great, but there's a diet. And then the third part of you goes, why are we conflicting over this? And it starts to say, why don't you two just go away? Because this is silly. We should just go get ice cream and call it good. And then the fourth part of you pops up and says, well, what's the whole point of this whole conversation? And your mind turns into this big, mess. There's probably a fifth one that pops up there too. And it just turns into this whole thing over ice cream. In this practice, we call that mental proliferation, and where this advantage actually is in using smiling for it is that while your mind is doing this and you're going, round and around over ice cream, if you smile instead and bring your attention to that feeling of, oh, well, here we are, then you still allow your mind to do whatever it is it's doing, but you're not engaging with it. You're accepting it. You're being loving and kind towards it because that's how it's working. You're not arguing with it anymore. And as you practice this more and more, you can see that, oh, okay, well, mind, sure, whatever, man. And you can even watch your mind while you're smiling, go about this whole process while you're getting the ice cream out of the freezer, pouring yourself a scoop, and actually enjoying it. It's very entertaining. The other thing is that when you have an external conflict, it works the same. So you get in an argument with someone really important, either at work or in your personal life or however it goes. And normally you'd be like butting heads and having this long conversation and emails back and forth. But if you are sharing your smile with them and be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is something that we both need to sort out for whatever reason. As I mentioned earlier, smiles jump to people's faces. You can watch it and they start also softening a bit. And the conversation goes from, boy, this is super important, and this weird negotiation problem, to trying to solve the problem together. And even you could argue, if you're lucky, it actually makes it more enjoyable and more pleasant. So keep with the smiling. Watch what happens when you find yourself caught in a mental proliferation with yourself or a close friend or your work environment. Keep the smile going. As I mentioned earlier, there are other things you can skip ahead, but I wanted to make sure that we got into the practice of one major thing at a time while you're learning this meditation in real life. I promise someday we'll actually sit down and meditate, as it were. But stick with the smile. It's nice and simple. And we will see you next week. Again, this is Corey. I am your Buddhist guide. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Share it with your friends. And we will see you soon. Welcome to the rest of your happy life.